Hi guys, and welcome to my channel, Changing Phases Tarot. I'm so happy to have you here with me today. So today's reading is a mid-monthly reading for October 2020 for all of the signs. I'll be doing two separate spreads, one for love and relationships and the other for career and finance. For the love and relationship portion of the reading, I'm using Tarot of the Divine, also pulling an oracle card from the Life Purpose deck. And the love and relationship, I'll be using the Sun and Moon Tarot and pulling an oracle card from the Romance Angels deck. Just a reminder, these are general readings, so the messages may or may not resonate. The only way to get a truly personalized reading will be to order a private reading from me. If you're interested in doing that, all of the information can be found in the description box below this video. For newcomers, welcome. I'm happy that you found me here and hope that you will like the video and will decide to subscribe. For those that have been with me for a while, I appreciate each and every one of you. Another reminder, check out my TikTok account as well. I put out different types of videos over there, shorter videos, mainly focusing on soulmate connections, love relationships, so check that out as well. All right, so thanks again, and I will see each of the signs for their reading in just a second. Hi Virgo, hope you're doing well. I'm here to get into your reading. So I have been shuffling off camera, but I'll give the deck just one last shuffle here. So what are the messages for Virgo, career and finance, mid-month October? What does Virgo need to know? What are the messages for Virgo for mid-month October, career and finance? All right, we will divide the deck. And we have the Emperor, followed by the Six of Cups, and the Five of Wands. And from the bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Cups. Beautiful. And if I look below that, we actually have the Nine of Cups, the Two of Coins, so the Two of Pentacles, and the Star card, and the World card, and the Sun card. So yeah, okay, let's just leave all of these right here. And like this. We'll get to this in 1 second. I'll leave those here for our underlying message. Okay, and let me pull the Oracle card. So one additional message for Virgo, for career and finance. What does Virgo need to know? Mid-month October for career and finance. And divide our deck. Okay, and we have practice. Polish your skills by practicing regularly. And I will read the full description for this in a second. Okay, for love and relationships. So what does Virgo need to know? For love and relationships, mid-month October. What are the messages? What does Virgo need to hear for mid-month October? Okay, and we have in the past position the Queen of Swords, followed by the Ace of Swords, and the outbound energy, the Princess of Pentacles. And from the bottom of the deck, we have the Six of Swords, and actually right underneath that, we have the Eight of Cups. So these are the two transition cards in the tarot, and they were right next to each other. So we will take both of those. And our Oracle card, let's go ahead and pick that, and then we will jump into the full meaning. So one additional message for Virgo. What does Virgo need to hear for love and relationships? Mid-month October. One additional message. Okay, divide the deck. And we have reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life. And we will get into the full meaning for that. Put that there in a second. Okay. So, starting off here with your career and finance part of the reading. So you have Major Arcana, the Emperor. This could be, it obviously could be somebody that you're dealing with. It does sit in the past, so you might have already dealt with this person or met this person. This could still be coming in, right, as we move into the like the last part of the month. But the Emperor is associated with the sign of Aries. Okay, so it could be an Aries. We have water energy here. So that's Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. We have fire energy, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. So Aries showing up kind of twice here in the reading. And then I'll go through the other cards. But yeah, it could be a boss, right? The Emperor sits as this very very strong masculine figure. Could be a father figure, your own father, father of your children. Could be, like I said, a boss. He's usually somebody who is in this position of power because he rules over an empire, right? He rules over a larger area than, say, the kings in the tarot. So he's like the king of kings. Could be somebody in like in authority, such as, a police officer, somebody who wears a uniform, somebody in the military. But it's, he's a strong energy. If this is you taking on the energy of the Emperor, it's you just, being very strong, very determined with whatever it is that you are dealing with this month, right? And there could be either a link to the past or a link to your home or your family, with the Six of Cups showing up in the present, because it is a card of, it can be soulmates, it can be of the past, past life. It can also be to do with like your childhood, right? It's looking back on the past in a nostalgic type of way. So there could be something to do with either doing a job that you used to do, that could be going back to doing that job. There could be you could be dealing with people that you haven't seen for a while, so reconnecting with people from the past. This job might in some way be linked to either those people or where you used to live, so the place where you used to be when you were younger. But it's, there's something to do with conflict, with this Five of Wands coming in as the outbound energy. It's not a card of, like, what am I trying to say? It's not battle, but it's usually when you're going up against people. For example, if you're going for a job, this is you competing for the position, because what comes immediately after this Five of Wands is the Six of Wands, which is the card of victory. So it's, you're trying to get that job offer. You're trying to become, to be hired, to be victorious, but there's some type of either disagreement or you going up against other people, right? With this Five of Wands coming in there's some type of struggle. Going back to the Six of Cups, it could be, working from home. There could be, starting up your own home business, something to do with the family, working with the family, staying at home so you can spend more time with the family, starting up that home business so that you're, around the home more. And then we have all of these cards at the bottom of the deck, but the one that was at the very bottom is the Nine of Cups. So let's look at that one first. That is it's the wish fulfillment card. It's the minor arcana version of the Star card. So there's a wish fulfilled here. So something to do with, either going back to doing a job you used to do, or the starting up the home business. It might be, there might be sort of competing ideas, or, some type of conflict related to this new project or this job, or you're going up against others. But there's wish fulfillment is the overall energy. So, your wish is coming true. It's emotional fulfillment. Cups energy deals with our emotions, feelings, family. And it's, it's you just feeling very happy, having things finally work out for you. And it could definitely bring more financial stability with the Two of Coins showing up, Two of Pentacles. And again, see, immediately underneath that, you have the major arcana of the wish card, right? You have the Star. So you have both of these there, followed by the World, so significant endings, major arcana, and the Sun. This is like the most positive card in the deck, right? And then the Queen of Coins. I love her. Look how beautiful she is. And this is you just showing up very much in your energy. So yeah, there might be conflict, or there might be some type of struggle. You know, obviously it's going to play out differently for everybody, but for some of you, if you are trying to start up your own business, and it's interesting that you can see, like, usually the Six of Cups, it has, you know, somebody reminiscing, sort of looking back at the past, but it's like they're working together here. You see the two people in the card? So they're like, one's handing off the basket to the other, and it's like they're working together on something. So there could be, you know, you working with somebody from your family. There might be a little bit of, you know, not seeing eye to eye on everything, but with all of these cards sort of coming out at the bottom of the deck, it's so positive, right? There's wish fulfillment, there's financial stability, things coming back into balance. There's, you know, wishing upon a star, having that come true, ending a particular cycle. So that if this is you leaving a job, you know, starting up this own business, it's all so positive, right? And it's with you showing up as this Queen of Coins. She is the ultimate in, not only is she sort of the Earth Mother, right? Because she is the queen of the suit of Earth, but she's usually very resourceful. She's usually very good at making money. So if you are starting up your own business, I mean, she's the type of energy that you would definitely want surrounding you. Let me just see, because this new deck, it's, in addition to like the, you know, the traditional messages that each card carries with it, it's a little bit different because it's inspired by like folklore and fairy tales from around the world. And so each card does have like a story or a deity from around the world associated with it. So let me just take a look at each of those just to see if there are any other messages that we can pick up on here. So the Emperor, this comes from Britain, and it's a Celtic legend. This is King Arthur. And so he rules over his kingdom, unifies, right? He unifies the fractious, defends the weak, lends his knowledge. So it's a card of bold action and leadership. And that's interesting that he unifies the fractious. So, you know, if there is some type of disagreement, which is what you have here, this energy of King Arthur will come in to unite that, right? To resolve that. The Six of Cups is associated with, let me just find it for you. And I love this new tarot deck. I'm absolutely in love with it. I mean, anytime I get a new deck, I'm always very sort of obsessed with it, you know, for weeks and sometimes months on end. But this one is just, I love the artwork, and I love that it's linked with so many different, you know, traditions from around the world and stories. So I love that. So this one it's the Snow Queen, and it's from Denmark, so a Danish fairy tale. And these two, they were best friends, right? They're called Kai and Gurdon. They were best friends as children. Yeah, and so it has to do with nostalgia, old friends, this, you know, sharing, working together. So there is this message of working with others, could be somebody from the past, right? And working together on whether this is a home-based business or just something where you're teaming up, right? And then the Five of Wands, let me see, that one is associated with, so this is from India, right? And it's from this Sanskrit epic poem. And so it's represented here by the Pandavas, who are five brothers who embody unity in the face of conflict. So again, this need for unity and unifying. So there's messages coming through related to unity, even in the face of conflict, right? And it says that even though these five brothers were known to bicker and play fight, they also deeply cared for each other. Okay, so resolution to the strife came through good communication. So there's something to do here with communication. And we do have, you know, with the wish card, let's see what additional message we can get from the wish card. So the Nine of Cups, it says, so this is from Iran, and it's an Arabic folk tale. And yeah, it represents, there was a prince, he fell in love, but she refused men. And so he used trickery, disguising himself as a woman in order to win her heart. And it has to do with dreams realized, fulfillment, recognition, and triumph. So that's interesting. So he disguised himself as a woman. Wow, that's an interesting message that's linked with that one. So, yeah, I think the main message is coming through. It's working together. It's sort of finding that common ground. Could have to do with some type of home-based business, but unifying people, coming together, and then working together on whatever this new project is. Okay, and you have practice as your oracle card. Let me go ahead and find it here for you. So practice says, the answer to your question about how to better your career involves focusing your time and attention on a skill that's related to your heart's true interests and passions. Perhaps it's a hobby that you dream of turning into an occupation. This is possible if you will devote the time and energy to polishing your skills in this area. Visualize yourself enjoying the benefits of being successful in this endeavor. Expect the best and then do the necessary work to make this a reality. A little bit of time devoted each day to practicing will become a positive habit yielding positive results. You'll soon notice your skills improving and your level of enjoyment increasing. Your body will intuitively learn how to automatically incorporate what you've practiced, and you will find new inspiration as you move from an act of struggle to one of freedom and joy. So practicing whatever it is that, your skills, your talents, and that could possibly help you in this, if you're starting up a new business, or, if you are going out for a new job here with this Five of Wands, and if you have put yourself out there onto the job market, if you've been applying for a position, with all of these very positive cards coming out here, there's a definite yes coming through. So, by the end of the month, there's a significant amount of energy surrounding you to say yes. You will get whatever that job is. You will be victorious, okay? So let's move on. Relationships, you have the Queen of Swords. So it could be a person that you're dealing with. If so, this would typically be more of an older air sign individual, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. Could be your mother, a mother figure, the mother of your children. Could just be, an energy coming in here. Could be the energy that you're taking on. But the Queen of Swords is usually, she's very good at expressing herself. The Suit of Swords is air energy, so it has to do with, it's the suit of the mind. So our thoughts, also communication, how we get those thoughts across to other people. And sometimes she's referred to as like the divorced woman card, because she can be a little too direct. So she's good at expressing herself, but sometimes, she's sort of brutally honest about things. And it's interesting because she's carrying the sword of truth, but also this mask. And so it's like, she cuts through any BS, right? If somebody's wearing a mask, she just rips that off, right? She comes in with the sword of truth, to provide, whatever clarity. But she's also very good at coming up with ideas, at communicating those ideas to others. So she's very sort of creative in that regard. And you have in the present this beautiful Ace of Swords. So this is brand new, something brand new. It's victory, right? The aces in the tarot are new beginnings. They're also yes cards, victory. This particular ace, it's a card of victory. The Ace of Swords, also clarity, having that sort of epiphany, like the aha moment. So it's like this ace, this sword that she's carrying here, it comes in smack in the middle of the reading to, there's some type of clarity coming to a situation. And then you have the Princess of Pentacles. This could be somebody who you're dealing with. Usually I just look at the princess, this would be like the page, more as, a messenger, because pages in the tarot, they bring in messages. And, as it is a younger energy, a more immature energy, it could be a child of yours, right? It could be somebody younger than you. another earth sign. So either a Virgo like yourself, or it could be Capricorn or Taurus. But, you know, it's a message coming in, right? News about something. And if it's to do with Pentacles, it's earth energy. So we usually think of it as being associated with like our homes, the earthly, you know, the tangible things that we have in this material realm. So possessions, our home, family, the money that we earn. But could be, you know, to do with a relationship. This could be news of, or this new relationship coming in, and especially with this new beginning sitting at the center. And it's a new beginning that, you know, it's not going to just fizzle out. It's going to have staying power, because even though this page of, or Princess of Pentacles, is young energy, she's also very much about manifesting. So she's not just about bringing in news of something. She's also about bringing it into reality. And earth energy has, you know, it's longevity associated with it. So there's staying power. So it's a relationship or something new starting up that is going to stand the test of time, that's going to grow, right? She's still moving, so growing up from the princess all the way up to, you know, the king. So there's still room for growth there. And you have this, like I said, the two transition cards came out for you from the bottom of the deck. So the Six of Swords, more air energy. You actually have three air cards, one earth, and then one cups. But both of these cards represent transitioning, so transitioning from one thing to another. The Six of Swords usually has to do with moving out of, you know, a difficult situation into an easier, hopefully an easier period in your life. This deck obviously shows it differently, but in the traditional tarot, the Six of Swords has a woman in a boat, and she's being rowed away. So she's leaving choppy waters, heading into calmer waters. So there's this movement, you know, moving across water, but moving out of a situation. And in the Eight of Cups, you can see that the man on the card, he's actually turned his back on the Eight Cups there. So at one point, each of these cups represented, you know, something that brought him happiness, joy, fulfillment. But now it's like he's, you know, they no longer bring him that same satisfaction, that same happiness. And even though he doesn't really know what the future holds in store for him, he realizes that it is time to move on. And he's walking, you can see he's walking down the path there, the wooden path, and then the path just kind of stops. It like heads out to sea. So he doesn't know where he's going, but he knows that he cannot stay still. He cannot stay where he currently is, right? There's a need to move on. So you could be moving. There could be something to do with leaving a situation, could be leaving a place, could be traveling to somewhere by water, could be traveling over water. You know, again, with this, could be dealing with an air sign, earth energy as well. But there's really this, you know, I feel that this is more you taking on this energy. And I think that for some of you, obviously this won't resonate with everybody, but for some of you, you've had enough, and whatever's been going on in the situation, you know, you're tired of it and you want to move on. And so there's movement. You're removing that, you see, stripping away, taking away the mask. You're cutting through all of the nonsense. You're gaining that clarity, and by the end of the month, this is you manifesting what it is that you want. So if this is a new relationship, there could be this new relationship coming in, possibly with another earth sign. But there's, you know, it doesn't happen overnight. So while you might be meeting this person, or, you know, they might appear over the next couple of weeks, you know, it will take a little while for it to get off the ground. But because when you transition, it's not like flipping a light switch where, you know, one day you're in a situation or relationship and then the next you're out. I mean, there's always this sort of dealing with the aftermath and dealing with the, you know, the situation that evolves, and, you know, moving forward. It does take a little bit of time, but, you know, there is this clarity coming in. So there's clarity of mind, there's success coming in, and then, you know, this new news about this new opportunity or this new relationship starting up for you. And the Romance Angels card, reconciliation. So that's interesting. So let's take a look at this. It says, This card indicates that an ex-lover may be re-entering your life. The first person you think of is likely who it will be. The purpose of this reconciliation is to achieve healing and closure with respect to your past. You will understand more about yourself and see your relationship patterns more clearly. You'll also take responsibility for the role you played in the relationship drama, which will free you from the tyranny of unforgiveness. Reconciliations are ultimately about taking care of unfinished business. This card could also possibly mean making peace with a family member or a friend. Each relationship is a sacred learning experience, so be open to this reunion's lessons and blessings. Ultimately, all healings help your love life and every other part of your world. So interesting that there's reconciliation. So for a few of you, there could be, this aha moment, this success, this new beginning. It could be with somebody that you've already been in a relationship with, right? You could be moving out of choppy waters. So there could be some type of healing. There could be, you've had enough of the way that things have been. And so now both of you are, you're working together to have this new beginning, to have this, successful reconciliation. But there's something to do with, removing the mask. There's a need for truth with the Ace of Swords sitting at the center, right? This new beginning. But there's a need for truth. It also does represent transformation and renewal. So, there's something to do with either seeing something or somebody in a new light, or having this, renewal coming in. And then Princess of Pentacles, like I was saying, could be an actual person, or could just be, this, if this is reconciliation, whatever is, happening with this person, if you are getting back with them, there's growth surrounding this, right? Because, and I'm not sure if you can see it, it's not that clear, but in this deck, she's actually pregnant. And so, for some of you, there could be this pregnancy. It could have to do with reconciliation, but it's also about fertility. It's about growth, giving birth to new creative forms. We also have, she's carrying a shield as well. That's interesting because the Queen has this mask that she's holding. And this one, you see she's carrying a shield, and her shield, it's a mandala. It's very hard to see on the camera, I know, but it's, there's this sort of, there's balance coming in as well. So if there is a reconciliation, I feel that it's going to be more balanced this time around. Obviously that's not going to, be for everybody, because not everybody wants to get back with somebody from the past. But for a few of you, that could be the message with that. For everybody else, possibly new relationships starting up, and this new cycle coming in with this moving away from a particular situation with this Six of Swords, and also moving forward, this forward movement. Even though you're not that sure what lies ahead, you also know that you cannot stay still, right? You cannot stay where you currently are. So you need to continue, this forward momentum, this forward movement. This Eight of Cups in this particular deck, it can also have to do with, what am I trying to say? Like boundaries, like setting boundaries, or recognizing and setting, like limits, emotional limits. So there could be something to do with boundaries as well, but boundaries and then truth, the mask coming off, and then possible reconciliation. All right, so I do hope that the messages have helped. I thank you for joining me today. I look forward to reading for you again, and just know that I'm sending you much peace, love, and light for a wonderful rest of the month. Bye for now.